Well, hey kids, how's everybody doing out there in YouTube land this evening, March 9th, 2019? Woof, 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 woof. There goes the dog, woofing at everything again. What is your problem, dog? You're very antisocial, you know that? Barking at everybody, that's rude. Settle down. Just not nice. She's not a nice dog. Anyhow, beautiful day in the neighborhood. Sorry I'm squinting, but I got the sun in my eyes. It's kind of bright out here. Been a warm day. Hey, Smoking, what's going on, ma'am? Lily, here. Stop it. Sit. Be quiet. You don't need to bark at people. They're on their boat having a conversation. They don't need you barking at them. My rude dog. Sit. Down. 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 You just stay there. Anywho, great day today. Took Miss Lily for her walk this morning, which was a challenge, what with them setting up for the seafood festival. Lots of people and cars coming and going. Yeah, it's Saturday, Pilot, it is. Down. 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 There we go. Anyhow, yeah, it was a bit of a challenge taking her for a walk. Hey, Dan, how you this morning? So, what's going on, Pilot? How you doing? Hey, Smoking. Yeah, anyhow, took her for a morning walk, and it was a bit of a challenge. There was a lot of people, a lot of cars coming and going, just people all over the place, but we got over there. We threw the stick for a while. People were getting a kick out of watching her retrieve. They couldn't believe at her zeal, for lack of a better word, zeal, at running out there and grabbing the stick and running back. I mean, she just attacks it. And down. I said down. There you go. Anyhow, she just attacks the stick and has a lot of fun with it. Hey, Andy, what's going on? So, anyhow, took her for a walk, came back here to the boat, got things organized. Yes, that is her job. That's what retrievers do, man. They retrieve. So, there my neighbor's back. If you guys can see him pulling his little dinghy up to his boat over there. Hey, Ian, what's up, brother? Okay, go. Come on, get. Let her go forward and bark at people. That's what she wants to do. I don't care. Anyhow, got back to the boat and then went and did a fuel run today. Both of my gas cans were empty and my gallon can in the dinghy was empty. So I ended up spending $44 buying fuel today. That's the most I've spent at any one time, but it's also the most amount of fuel I ever bought. My 2 5-gallon jugs were both empty, so that was 10 gallons, plus a gallon in my little can that I keep in the dinghy, my dinghy refill bottle. My dinghy holds about, I don't know, quarter of a gallon of fuel in its own fuel tank. And that'll go about 5 miles or so on that amount of fuel. So I keep the gas can in there. From that one gallon gas can, I can fill it about 3 or 4 times, depending on how often I fill it and when I fill it and what have you. But about 3 to 4 times, something like that. So it holds a third to a quarter gallon, somewhere in there. I don't know exactly what it holds. It's a 3.3 horsepower Mercury. You guys can get online and look it up if you want to know the exact numbers. I don't know. Nah, I really don't care. I just put gas in it when it needs to go somewhere. So, what's a gallon of gas cost? Well, I bought 11 gallons for $44. So that tells me it's $4 a gallon. $4 a gallon on the water here at Burdeens. Now, I could take my gas cans and my little cart and load them up and walk over to a gas station and save some dollars. Probably would be prudent actually for me to do that, but there's just something about taking the dinghy to the gas pump and getting gas and not having to deal with all that I happen to enjoy. So I go to Burdeens, but plus with today has been an absolute disaster on the roads with the seafood festival going on. Man, there's just people everywhere. They've got the traffic out on US 1 is insane. So the idea of trying to pull a little wagon and trying to cross US 1 today was not something I wanted to do. Not with a little wagon with, 11 gallons of gasoline behind me. See some car blowing through that and running me over and blowing up the whole thing. So, plus it was hot. It was hot today. It was 85 today for a high. So, and I walked over. Well, I'll get to that. But I walked over on shore earlier, and it was hot. In fact, I live streamed a visit today. I went to the seafood festival. Seafood festival looked fun, pricey but fun. Yeah, it was ridiculously expensive. Okay, $7 for a glass of beer. A glass of beer that had no more beer in it than this. That's right, Salt Life Lager. This video brought to you by, no it's not, but Salt Life Lager. I picked up some Salt Life Lager because I could walk over and get that. I was gonna go to Publix and do some provisioning today, but it was too hot to walk. It's just way too much traffic and way too many people. So I called the cab company to come get me. Yeah, 45 minutes is what they told me. 45 minutes to take me to Publix. I was like, nah, because then it would be 45 minutes coming back, and that's just crazy. I'll go tomorrow. So I did pick up a 6-pack of beer, and so I have some beer on hand. Why did I buy a 6-pack of beer? Because I had somebody, yesterday I was e-begging, as I usually do, for money, trying to raise a little money so I could afford to live and continue my life. And people were gracious enough to donate to me. People donated to me to go buy beer. Somebody put $20 in my account and said, go buy beer. So I went and bought beer. Somebody put $20 in my account and said, go buy tequila. So, $19.99. I bought a bottle of tequila. So I bought tequila and beer. Now, guys, I really need groceries. I need food, not beer and tequila. Although, don't get me wrong, I really enjoying the beer and tequila. But I needed food. And anyhow, somebody else was gracious enough to donate some money to me to go to the seafood festival. And so I went over there really with the intentions of trying to videotape some of that and to try some of the food and stuff. But my God, $20 for a lobster. And I saw somebody walking around with a plate that had just bought the $20 lobster dinner. And it was a lobster tail about that big. I mean, guys, that's like 4 inches long, tail and all. I mean, so there couldn't have been more than an ounce or two of meat in there. And a glop of potato salad. And there was something else, piece of bread, I think a piece of bread on his. That was it. That was it. They had an 8-piece fried shrimp 8-piece for $21. Sorry, I'm just not going to do that. I mean, that's just foolish. I called Publix and checked the prices. I can buy a live Caribbean rock lobster. I could buy the whole 1-pound lobster for $5.99. A 1-pound lobster, $5.99 a pound for lobster. So why would I pay $20 for a little teeny piece of lobster tail that big? I mean, it just doesn't make sense. I don't mind going to a festival and having festival food. It's always, when I grew up as a kid in Ohio, going to the state fair or going to the county fairs and getting those big fat, onion rings that they would do. That was always like a thing that you just did, something you looked forward to. Not that you would want to or could eat that every day, but it's the fair, so you go there and you get that, or you get what they call a elephant ear or whatever the hell that is or something. So anyhow, so I did go over to the seafood festival. It was fun. It was fun walking around and looking at all the people, but my God, that was just way too many people there. I mean, it was way too crowded, and it was hot, 85 degrees, very little shade, far too many people for my, I'm just not good in crowds anymore. Having grown up in New York, I was accustomed to lots of people being around. That's just way too many people. You got to pay attention to where you're walking. You got to pay attention to where everybody else is walking around you, because they bump into you and step on you. And anyhow, it wasn't much fun. So, well, howdy, neighbors. How you guys doing? What can I do for you? Oh, yeah, for the dinghy? I thought I emailed that to you.
I printed it out.
Oh, okay, yeah, all right, hold on.
Just in case
Hold on a minute, kids. let me turn you around so you can enjoy the view here while I take care of this for a minute. Hold on a second, I'm in the middle of a YouTube live stream.
Okay.
Oh.
This way, if we ever have to get it registered,
Yeah.
I have a.
Yeah, that's cool. Slipped.
I've gone past the boat probably half a dozen times and been like, you know what? I forgot it. Is that not working?
Well, it's not. Oh, there we go. There we go. It wasn't coming out a whole lot. Cool.
There we go.
All right, man. There you go. How's it working for you, that little flat floor?
Well, it's just rolled it up right now. When I work in the summertime, I work with the Boy Scouts in the Bahamas.
Yeah.
So it's going to be just a second one for them, just to
Oh,
kind of.
that'd be fun. Man, for the little munchkin, that'd be just a ball paddling around with that, playing with it.
Exactly.
Oh yeah, cool.
We'll have a good time.
Watch that jigsaw, man. I wouldn't have the blade on that in the dinghy.
Oh, yeah, that's a good idea.
I'd take the blade out of that while I was in the dinghy, man. Go ahead and pop a hole. Well, cool. You guys have a good day, man. Enjoy. Go woof at him. You like woofing at everybody? Go ahead and woof at him. Woof. Woof. See you guys. Ah. All right. Well, sorry about that. Kids, a little disruption there. Those are the people that bought the little slack floor dinghy. And I had emailed him a bill of sale, but he wanted to get it signed, so I signed a bill of sale for him. So that's cool. Anyhow, there they go. Him and his wife and his little kids. Cool looking little family. They're gonna use that little slat floor for the kids to play around with. That's perfect for that boat. That'd be a perfect use for that little slat floor. Little kids like that, they'll just be all over that boat. They'll have a ball with it. Good to know that it's going to go to people that are going to have some fun. So anyhow, I missed a lot in the chat. Let me go back and see what I missed here. Wow. Okay, that's her job. Okay. Hey Dan, hey Rejects, what's up? Okay, gallon of gas. Okay, we talked about that. Had to buy gas this morning for the race bike. How much gas do you buy for the race bike? Does it go through a lot of gas, Andy? I don't know. I mean, what do you buy, 5 gallons or you buy 50 gallons? How much gas do you guys go through while training? Oh, it looked fun, pricey, but fun. Yeah, it was pricey. He was watching, okay. And it was so bright out there, I could not see my phone. I couldn't see if anybody was chatting at all. My phone dims down dark, so it's hard to see. So, it's a 2-day festival, Rejects. It's a 2-day festival. I met Beth in 1999. Oh, wow. Okay. Yes, sir. Tequila. There you go. Beer is a type of food. It is. It is, actually, yes. Not too unlike liquid bread, you know. I mean, grain, yeast. That sounds like bread to me. Beer and booze all have calories, so that's food. Okay. Sold out the money now. It's not like the old days when the festival was fun and cheap. You know, Dan, you're right about that. It really was. It was all about just money. And, you know, it used to be you go to a county fair or a festival like that, and you could have fun and not spend a ton of money. This thing was, I mean, ridiculous, you know. Hey, guys, I mean, $9 for a beer, for like a beer smaller than a can of beer, $9? $20 for a plate with a little tiny piece of lobster on the, it just, yeah, I was sort of disappointed in that. A lot of people, good music, don't get me wrong, there was a lot of good music going on there, but other than that, it was kind of hard. So, all right, let's see. It's experience though, fun. It was, yeah, it was, and I appreciated going over there, I really did. Are local marathoners, or do people come from, no, Martin, that was people from all over the Florida Keys were coming to that. You could see from the traffic that there was people from all over coming to it. So I buy 5 gallons at a time, but she goes to it in a week. Okay, well that's not bad. Pork chop in every beer. Okay. You guys let right off there with your own boat. Well, no, Rejects, it's not quite that easy to catch lobsters. It's not. I mean, it can be done. It can be done, but it's not quite that easy. So. But yeah, you can do that. There are places you can go and just catch lobsters here. People do it all the time. But yeah, you could just go out and catch some lobsters. So anyhow, had fun walking the dog. Had fun doing the fuel run today. Had fun going to the lobster festival. Had fun picking up the beer. For dinner this evening, I did not have lobster or shrimp there, and I didn't have anything else to eat in the boat, and so I ordered Chinese food of all things. I had Chinese food delivered to the marina. I got some General Chow's chicken and some pork fried rice and an egg roll for dinner. That cost $14, and that's not a bad deal. You know, actually, I was kind of thinking about that. I was like, $14 a night. I should find out over there at the Stuffed Pig. I don't know how much my normal breakfast would be over there, 11, 12 bucks maybe, something like that. I don't know. But, you know, it might be cheaper for me just to order Chinese every night and go over to the Stuffed Pig for breakfast than it would be to cook on the boat, is considering how expensive food is at Publix. I mean, I'm almost thinking along those lines. That's how crazy it is. So, but I don't know. Probably not going to do that. I'm just trying to figure out other ways to save money. So, does she run high octane on her race bike whole shot or just 87 octane? Almost 40 here in rain. Good to have a day off. There you go. 91 octane. Okay. Publix is pricey. Yes, it is. Very pricey. Bite me, Andy. Okay. Well, pilot, that wasn't nice. 91 octane for the motorbike. Okay. And I suppose that's not any ethanol, right? There's no E quotient in that. The ethanol free. I know if we were in the marina, we use ethanol free for all of our like my generator's ethanol free. My dinghy motor's ethanol free. I don't have any, not even E10. I don't have any ethanol in the fuel alone. You know, God forbid we put E85 in. So, no, I think he was talking about, he's talking temps. No, I think 91, he was talking about, well, maybe. I don't know. Andy, was 91 the temperature or was 91 the fuel you're buying? Oh. You have to add in travel costs at the Publix. It's probably cheaper to eat at restaurants. Well, that's another thing too, Rejects. Yeah, 12 bucks round trip, or 6 bucks if I walk and then take a taxi back, which I usually do. So, what's the fastest you've ever been on a bike, Andy? Andy's not the guy who rides the bike. It's his daughter that rides the bike. I guess Andy probably rides too, but it's his daughter. Man, I saw some video of her ride today too. She hauls butt. I mean, she is just balls to the wall, flat out, hammering it, just hitting it. So, I was talking gas. It was only about 60 today. Yeah, that's what I thought. 91 octane fuel and 60 degrees there in SoCal today. So, okay. It's about right. We hit about 85, 86 today here in Marathon. But earlier, right now it's not too bad. Here on the water, there's a nice little breeze. You can probably hear the music going right now from the seafood festival still ongoing. But it was just, there was no breeze over there. There was no air. So it was sunny and hot while I was walking around there. So she's she's definitely a badass, Dandy. No doubt about it. Your daughter's the badass. A lot of respect for that. A lot of kudos, respect for that. My own daughter, even though she doesn't like me very much anymore since I divorced her mother, she was also a badass of a different sort. She really was. Any 14-year-old girl that would take 10 dogs and just head out into the Alaskan backcountry, out in the bush, to go for a 90-mile out and 90-mile back with a 10-hour layover while it's minus 20 degrees out there. Any girl that would do that with her dog team, in my book, is a badass. There's very few people that I could think of, including myself. I would have no interest. And I've done it. I mean, I've taken the dog teams and I've mushed before. That's what you call it, mushing. I have mushed before. I would not want to go 90 miles out and then camp out for 10 hours at minus 20 degrees and then come 90 miles back. Don't get me wrong. I love being on the runners and going for a little quick, 1 hour run or something, 2 hour run. That's fine. Did that in Alaska, did that in Montana quite a bit from time to time. Although Lacey was the main jockey, if you will, the main musher. But yeah, so I get a kick out of this new generation. Some of these, there's so many of them that are snowflakes today. It's nice to know that there's some out there who are badass. It's nice to know that there's some of them out there that still have some cojones, some balls. And obviously Andy raised his daughter correctly. I raised my daughter correctly mostly, but she's mad at me for her divorce, for the divorcing her mom. So wasn't my choice, but I'm to blame anyway. That's just the way it is. So what the hell? Life's too short to worry about what's going on behind me. So give you guys a little bit of a sunset. We got some interesting stuff developing here. Interesting cloud cover and sun kind of poking around clouds, and some jet streams going by. There's some jet streams going over, and some high Sirius stuff going on, and a little bit of low cumulus stuff happening, and kind of interesting. So oh, then sorry, Andy, I didn't ask about octane. Okay, crazy expensive for taxis. Yeah, $12 to go basically it's $6 each way to go about 1.25 miles. Which 1.25 miles, you think, what the hell? You just walk 1.25 miles. But let me tell you, I'm sorry. There's a very loud helicopter going over, guys. Let's just wait for it to pass. Get him, Lily, get him. You get him. She's barking at the helicopter. All right. That's enough. That's enough, dog. No. Oh, it's just funny. So, anyhow, she's barking at the helicopter. Oh, gosh, this idiot's back. Mr. No Color ID is calling me again. What a waste of breath. Anywho, now I forgot what the hell I was talking about. I was rudely interrupted by a helicopter. Or as my son would say, oh, I know what I was saying about being a little badass. Yep. So it's good to know that we have a generation of kids that are not snowflakes like all the rest of them. So those dogs didn't like you. What, the sled dogs? They loved me. Are you kidding? The sled dogs loved me. They loved to go out dog mushing. I'm the most proud of is her work ethic for her age, unheard of. Absolutely, man. Absolutely. Get them, Lily. Yeah. No, seriously. The sled dogs, just like a Labrador wants to go out and fetch a tennis ball or fetch a stick. They want to go retrieve. Labrador retrievers want to retrieve. To not let a retriever go out and retrieve would be cruel to them. To me, that would be cruel to not throw a ball or a stick for a retriever. That's what they want to do. Same thing is true of sled dogs. Sled dogs want to go out and mush. They want to get in a harness. They want to get as part of the team. They like having their job. They want to go out and run the trails. That's what they want to do. Just like a Labrador wants to fetch a ball, the sled dogs want to go out and mush. And surprisingly, even with a lard ass like me standing on the sled, the way the dog sleds are designed, with me standing on the sled, it only takes about maybe 1 pound of force to push me, and the sled will slide. I mean, you guys have gone sledding when you were kids. You sit on the sled. The sled just, doesn't really matter. The sled's still going to go. It doesn't take any force really whatsoever to make a sled go. And so when you have the dog team, even with my girth standing on the runners, it's very little energy for those dogs to pull me. So, and those sled dogs really prefer running at like -20. That's their ideal temperature, is -20. I know that seems ridiculous, but and that's even the dog breeds that don't have a lot of winter coat to them. You know, some of the breeds, like, you know, the Huskies and Samoyeds and Malamutes and some of those breeds that have such heavy fur on them, they really like it to be a lot colder than that. Minus 20 would be, you know, a dog almost Lily's coat. You know, not too heavy of a coat. They like to run, but they want to run at minus 20, and they will run 12 hours, 14 hours in a day. I mean, they'll get into a trot and they'll just cover ground 12, 14 hours a day. Of course, you got to feed them. You got to put the chow to them when they're athletes like that. You really got to put the chow to them. So we used to buy this ridiculously expensive dog food up there. It was like $38 for a 40-pound bag. Basically doggy jet fuel, really high fat, high protein stuff. Plus we were feeding them raw fat. We were feeding them raw oil. And I mean, chicken skins, we would buy frozen chicken skins and feed them that. We would feed them raw fish. They would eat raw fish. I mean, they had a phenomenal appetite. Those dogs would just chow down. In fact, that's one of the criteria for a good sled dog, was a dog that has a good appetite and would eat. Oh. Anyhow. Yeah, dog sushi, right? How do the dogs know when to turn? Well, if you want them to turn, you'd say G to turn right, or Ha to turn left. G and Ha are the commands. It's the same commands that the guys use for horses for centuries. When you drive a team of horses, you G to the right and Ha to the left. So when you're driving the dog team, you'd stand up there and you'd call out your lead dog's name. Like I'd say, Lily Ha, and the dogs would turn. Or Lily G, and they would turn the other direction. They were trained to voice commands. GPS at all regions, okay. Technology for dogs. Okay, did Lily shed her coat when you got to Florida? Oh yeah. Yeah, she has shed and shed and shed and shed. She's continues to shed. I've been vacuuming up dog hair like crazy, so. Dog sushi, yeah, right, raw fish. I heard they implanted GPS monitors in the Iditarod dogs. Yeah, all the dogs have trackers. They don't actually put the GPS monitors in the dogs, however. The GPS monitors are actually attached to the dog sleds. Now, I know that firsthand because when I was up in Alaska, I was actually the volunteer coordinator for the junior Iditarod, and we worked with the same company that puts the trackers on the Iditarod dogs. It's a little thing about the size of a pager. Remember when everybody had a little pager they'd carry around on their belt? You know, you'd have a little pager thing. So it was a little thing about the size of a pager, and it would pin onto the sled bag. There's a canvas bag on this dog sled that the musher would store all of his gear in. So down at the foot of that, you would pin this battery-operated pinger, thing on there, and that was the GPS thing. So that would tell everybody, where the team was. So, and I worked with that company. In fact, we beta tested it with the junior Iditarod first before it went to Iditarod. So I remember doing that. In fact, I remember going around to all the juniors and sticking them on all their sleds. That was part of my job. So. Okay, how did the viewing go today? Went very good, Good Life. Yeah, actually, I had two people that were going to come today. One guy canceled out. The other guy did show up. Looked at it, may be an interesting offer. Not sure it's going to work for me, but an interesting offer that I'm considering nonetheless. So we'll see. So, what age are the juniors? I think you have to be 13 or 14 to start, and then through 17. Once you turn 18 years old, then you go to the regular Iditarod. I saw you on one of the King streams. Okay, well, I've got a Malamute. All he wants to do is to lay around on the couch. Yeah, well, junior dogs and senior dogs, interesting. Yeah, they're actually some of the same dogs. I know the Seavies, Mitch Seavey and them ran Iditarod and had won. And I remember when his youngest boy was a junior and ran the junior Iditarod before he ran the Iditarod. So, yeah, I know what you meant. King is Elvis Travels. Yeah, I remember that. But yeah, all those guys. We got to be friends with all those guys. Boosters and Didi Johnrow and Jeff King and Lance Mackey and good group of people, actually. A very good group of interesting people. Really eclectic group of individuals. I would say out of the bunch of them, Martin Booster is probably my favorite person out of all the dog mushers. So, hola, ¿qué pasó? Age of the mushers, not the dogs. Yeah, the dogs would range anywhere. I mean, some dogs out on the trail would only be yearlings. Although you probably wouldn't really want to take a yearling out on something like Iditarod, but you would certainly use them for a junior or for some of the training runs. 2 to 5 year olds is typically what you'll find out on the trails. And then after 5 years old, then they start going to be retraining, or you'll use them for, not really race conditions. Although there were some 8 and 9 year old dogs out on Iditarod, so the fact is the dogs love doing it. If you've ever watched sled dog racing and think it's cruel, so many people think, you force the dogs to pull the sled. Those dogs want to pull that sled. You can't force a dog to do something like that. Those dogs love to pull that sled. They love to hook up as a team and go. In fact, the dogs that don't get hooked up, like if you have a big kennel and you only take 10 dogs out and you've got 10 dogs back at the kennel that didn't go, the 10 dogs that didn't go will have their nose out of joint. They will let you know that they're pissed off that they didn't get to go run. So, what would the dogs eat? Well, they eat kibble, which is basically a dry dog food, and they would eat raw meat. We would feed them chicken skins, moose, fish, beef. We would buy Chubb's a hamburger. We would take all kinds of stuff. I mean, we took all kinds of stuff. We would feed the dogs everything we could find, pretty much. They had a pretty hellacious appetite. Unlike this one here, she has her kibble, and as you can see from her gut on her, she's just fine. She is in absolutely perfect physical condition right now. Absolutely perfect. Not a pound over, not a pound under. She's just in perfect health. So, anyhow, I had to turn around, guys, so I could sit more comfortably. I'll turn around here in a moment and show a bit more to sunset, but don't take that interesting offer, Carl. Hang on to your self-respect. Well, I don't know about self-respect, but no, it was a good offer. It's just not quite enough money. It's just not. No, I'm not going to get into that. It was an interesting offer for what it was offering me in exchange for what I'm selling, but it wasn't quite sweet enough. So I told him to sweeten the deal, and I'm waiting to hear whether he's going to sweeten the deal or not. So if he does, then I'll go for it. If not, then I won't. It's not a big deal. I have other people coming. I have another guy coming tomorrow that's been really interested in the property or in the boat, and so we'll see. We'll see. So. And there's another guy who's calling around. A guy came out and looked at the boat. They're calling around trying to figure they're trying to work on logistics. If they buy the boat, where are they going to keep it? How are they going to pay for it? Not pay for the boat, but how they're going to pay for a mooring or a place to keep it and that kind of stuff. So he's kind of finagling on that right now. So I don't know. We'll figure it out here pretty soon. We will figure it out pretty soon. It's an exciting time here in Buki Harbor. So, and a beautiful night. I mean, look at this. Look at that sunset, huh? Look at the rays. I love the rays of light going up. You can see all those rays of light, kind of through the cloud system there. That to me is beautiful. And it's green, and it's yellow, and it's red, and it's blue. It's really pretty in that regard. You see that? How all these little lines are just, you know, cutting across? Really neat. Couple of Concords tonight. I think everyone's busy. Saturday night, everyone's partying tonight, man. Everyone's drinking, so. Let's see. Miss Lily, yep. How's everything going tonight? Hey, David, everything's going great, man. How you doing? Wait, why do you want to sell? Taking advantage of bigger and better opportunities, man. Billy timed out. Okay. So you're not in a rush to sell the boat. Obviously, take your time then. Oh, I'm not, you know, I'm not giving her away, that's for sure. I mean, there's nothing forcing me to sell right now, so don't sell to a Nigerian, a check will be back. Yeah, no kidding. Thanks for that advice there. I appreciate that, Ralph. Yeah, good advice, yeah. Yeah, no, I didn't intend on doing that, but no, just working out some of the details here, you know. Yeah, I can't go into some of the details, but okay. So, sorry. Got to keep checking myself. I need another beer. You know what? I need another beer. Oh, gosh. And you know what? I have one. Life is so awesome. You know, the only thing better about this beer is that it really pisses off certain people that I'm sitting here enjoying drinking one. Cheers, dudes. Yep, I agree, Andy. No details, yep. Pilot cash only. We'll see. It doesn't have to be cash only, but it has to be the right deal. It has to be the right deal. And so far, no one's come up with the right deal yet. They've gotten close, but so far, no bananas. Yes, we have no bananas. We have no bananas today. Tequila would be good right about now. Cheers. You know, good life. I agree with you. Only I don't know what I do with my... Oh, there it is. Didn't know what I did with my tequila. You're right. Tequila would be good right about now. Cheers, friends. Oh, man. Nothing like some good old Cuervo. Jose Cuervo, he is a friend of mine. Yeah, what about that tequila? Yeah, well, you know, and this is the funny thing. You know, I've got an eclectic group of friends out there. I have 3 magic beans. Oh, man, what an adventure that could be, huh? What an adventure that could be. You know me, I'm always up for an adventure. So, last year I was selling my car. Some dude new to the country offered me a camel hide and 2 cows. What the heck? I live in this city. What can I do with live cows? Well, milk them or eat them, one or the other, man. Milk them or eat them. Anyhow, I've got a really good group of eclectic friends out here. So, how much do love mess cost in the Keys? How much do love mess? I don't know what you're talking about. Limes? How much do limes cost in the Keys? You can't buy key limes here anymore. Look at my hair. Wow, I just realized how much of a mess it is. The breeze is blowing this way, guys, so it just, when I sit this way, it blows. I should sit on the other side of the boat. Don't milk the bulls. Well, you'll get milk, but not what you're expecting. No, I've got an eclectic group of friends. You know, I got on here yesterday and I was like, man, I really need some money for fuel and I really need some money for food, and gosh, guys, I really need some money. And you know, you guys came through. Will Nelson, love tequila and beer, yeah. You guys came through. You really did. As always, you guys really came through. So, folks donated money for food. I haven't gone provisioning yet, but I will tomorrow. And then, guys, you know, I get this comment, you know, hey, Carl, here's $20. Go buy some beer. You don't have any beer on the boat. And I was like, okay, I'll go buy beer. And then right, like a second right behind that came another one. And it's like, hey, Carl, you don't have any tequila on board. Go buy some tequila. I was like, yeah, you're right. I don't have any tequila on board. okay, you want me to buy tequila? And I was like, okay, now what do I do? And that came just a second after somebody had said to me, hey, Carl, I really want you to go see the seafood festival. And I was like, man, I really don't want to go to the seafood festival. I was concerned about having food on board, you know, being able to eat something. And he's like, well, I really want you to go see that seafood festival. I think it'll be fun for you and blah, blah, blah. And I was like, okay, if that's what you want me to do, I will do that. So, and then he donated, and I was just like, wow. And then right after that came the beer and the tequila, and I was just like, okay. So I went from, you know, trying to figure out how I'm going to eat this week to all of a sudden I've got, you know, the money now to stock the cooler full of food. I have beer and tequila. Life and full fuel. So, I mean, life's good, guys. You guys rock. You guys came to my rescue. I appreciate it. I can't tell you how much I appreciate it. I really do. Even with my wacky do up here, I really do appreciate it. So, man, they had all kinds of crazy stuff at the seafood festival. Bumper stickers. There was a guy walking around handing out free Trump bumper stickers. If I had a bumper, I would have gotten a sticker, but I don't have a bumper to put it on. So you have to pay to get in. Yes, you have to pay to get into the festival, and then everything in the festival is ridiculously expensive. $9 for a beer. $9 for a beer. $20 for a lobster dinner. That was a lobster tail, and I mean that big, and I mean that had, you know, that part of it is just the fin on the back. So when a lobster tail is that big, only, you know, like 3 inches of it is actual lobster tail. They were little culls. They were little small. I don't even think they were legal, the size of the lobster tails they were selling. I don't see how they were selling them that small. The one I saw on someone's plate was just that small. I was like, wow, that, you know, because when you go collect lobster, you have this metal piece that you've got to put over the carapace of the lobster. You hook on the horn on the front of the lobster, and then you measure back to the back of its carapace, the main body component, and it has to be so long before the lobster is legal, before you can take them. Well, usually when the carapace is that long, so is the tail. But I mean, the tails they were selling at the festival were tiny. I mean, they were like, I won't say they were crawdads, but I mean, they almost looked like big crawdads rather than small lobsters. So, go Trump, yeah, Dan. I was looking at that and saying, you know, if I had a bumper, I'd have gotten a Trump bumper sticker and put. I'm not going to put one on the back of my boat though, because you know I would do that, and then sure enough, I would have some Democrat want to come to buy my boat to live on. As it is, I had some fun today giving some people a hard time that had vegan stickers on the back of their car. Let's take a look at the sunset, shall we? That's what the sunset's developing like. You see them orange rays kind of shooting across the sky. Kind of neat looking. See if I can hold this still enough so you guys can see that. Pretty neat. I hear sirens going in the background. Conversations going on a few of the boats around me. Good times being had by all. Oh. I did have a beer, but I did not have a beer at the festival. I had a fruit smoothie at the festival. That was $5. Yeah, it was just really ridiculously expensive in there. I used to feed lobsters that inmates. I used to feed lobsters that makes no sense. Okay. And Ilhan Oman Dragon Lady got deleted by Pilot. Pilot deleted the Dragon Lady. Oh my. There's something to be talked about, huh? Pilot doesn't like Dragon Ladies apparently. Hello, dog. Oh, are you sweetie, huh? You my sweetie? You my sweetie? Yeah, you are. What are you doing? You got no one to bark at, huh? You got nobody to woof at? Just timed out, okay. So you timed out the Dragon Lady, huh? Maybe you should time out Lily. Oh man. All right, I'm gonna change position here. Hold on a second. Oh. Let me get around so you guys can enjoy more of the sunset. See if I can sit here comfortably for a little while without my back going numb. There you go. Of course, now the wind's going to blow around, so you're not going to be able to see it anymore. All right, well, there, we'll just do that. I'll teach you, wind. Wind's blowing its way around. Whoa. A little bit of breeze picked up just there. Oh, what is it? Oh, Andy. Oh, no. I missed it. I'm sorry, Andy. Huh. It's not there. It's only on that phone. Andy, I'm sorry. I missed your comment. It came in on the wrong line while I was live streaming, and I wasn't able to see it. Trying to pull it up on the other phone, but nope, you messaged that to the other number, so didn't see it. I'll have to check it after the live stream. I'm sorry, Andy. Just as I was moving everything around. Oh. They used to feed lobsters to the inmates. Oh, I see. Okay. Yeah, much better view. Oh, thank you. Lobsters being fed to inmates. Prisoners eat well these days, I guess. No worries. Okay. I want to go if they get fed lobster. Yeah, right. Anyhow, there you go. There's a little bit better view. So the Chinese people delivered to the marina office, but not to the mooring ball. Yes, that's correct. They don't have a boat. So I have to go to what's known as the Tree of Life. Here at the marina, there is the Tree of Life. So I have to go to the Tree of Life, which is this big tree that's over there at the end of the marina. And there's a bench underneath the Tree of Life. So I go sit on the bench at the end by the Tree of Life, and I wait for the Chinese guy to pull up and deliver my Chinese food to me. So, and it's good. It's good Chinese food. I mean, I've eaten Chinese food all over. You know, growing up in New York, we used to go. My mom used to love taking us into Chinatown, and we would get really good Chinese food there in Chinatown in New York City. But this panda, whatever it is here in Marathon, it's pretty good Chinese food. I like the General Chow's chicken, a little spicy with some pork fried rice and the egg roll and the shrimp toast. Man, that's a meal. And they give you so much that I ate the shrimp toast, the egg roll, and the General Chow's chicken, or part of the Chow's chicken, and I didn't touch any of my pork fried rice. So I will have pork fried rice for dinner tomorrow. So for the $14 that costs, I'm actually going to have 2 meals out of that, which is pretty cool. Which, come to think of it, since I have that, I might as well wait till Monday to go provision. Because if I go provision tomorrow, I'm going to have to cook whatever fresh meats I buy. So since I have pork fried rice, yeah, I may do that. I may wait till Monday to go provision. Anyhow, I'm whipping around here. A lot of people sitting on their boats. I'm looking around here and seeing some of my neighbors are sitting in their cockpits. Maybe you guys can't see them, but there's a trawler on the other side of that sailboat right there. You can see some people sitting up in the cockpit. Those people in that boat over there, sitting over there in the back of their boat. These people over here sitting in the back of their boat. I don't know if you guys can see them in the dark, but there's a lot of people just sitting in the back of their boat, drinking a little beer, drinking a little tequila, drinking a little whatever, and watching the sunset. Kind of nice. Kind of nice. So Israel has hypnotized the world. May Allah awaken the people and help them see the evil doings of Israel. # Gaza. Well, this is not the place for that, but you go with that. So pork fried rice good for breakfast too. I hadn't thought about it for breakfast. Lily, quiet. Here. Sit. You stop barking at people. She doesn't like the music festival going on. She hears all the music playing over there. And come here. Here. All right, go down below. Candle. She hears all the music going on over there and all the noise, and she barks at it. She's been kind of... Oh, look at that. Look at that. Can you guys see that? Can you guys see that right there, the blue lights? The cops are coming. The police, the popo. The water popo is coming into the harbor. Blue flashy lights. Maybe they'll come over and arrest me for something. The trolls have called up and complained about me illegally live streaming, or maybe drinking. I'm live streaming while intoxicated. What would that be, at LWI? That's it. Oh, he shut his blue lights off. He must have gotten over to whatever boat he was going to pull over. Yeah, he went right over there into the anchorage. Wow. Yeah, he had blue lights flashing, and then he pulled into the anchorage over there. That's the anchorage. Out over there is the anchorage. Off in the distance, that's all the boats that are in the anchorage. There's 14 boats right now waiting to get a mooring ball. So he had his blue flashy light on when he came through the bridge, which is right there. And then as soon as he came through the bridge, he had red light on. Now he's behind that sailboat back in there. He had red flashy light. He had blue light, then went to red light. Now I see no lights back there, so. Ooh, somebody got in trouble. Oh, well. And that's where I was earlier. That past that bridge over there, that's where Burdeen's is, so. Effing cops. Andy. Oh, man. All right, let's see. Have you heard from Bill? No, have not heard from Bill. He's down in a pretty remote area of the Bahamas right now having fun, so have not heard from him. Bill is a pirate now in search of booty. I don't know. Bill's got enough beer on board his boat. I think he's going to go over there and drink himself sick. Panic can be tough sometimes. Okay. Pork fried rice with egg added and refried is just awesome for breakfast. Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking, too. Even a music festival, that's one busy harbor. Yeah, it is. Lights off undercover. Yeah, well, pretty hard to be undercover when you came in with blue flashy lights as you entered the harbor. So, I don't know, maybe he turned his lights off to be covert. Maybe he's going to sneak up on us, you know, because we're I mean, we're tied to our mooring ball, so we're not exactly going to sneak away while he's pursuing us, but you know, if it makes him feel better like he's pursuing somebody while they're on a mooring ball or at anchor, go for it, dude. All I know is I had a very pleasant conversation with them the other day when some troll had filed a false complaint with them, and they came in and talked with me, and we had a real pleasant conversation. It was kind of neat, so. I'll tell you, you know, looking through the camera right now, it looks a lot brighter out there than what it is in reality. It's a lot brighter on the phone than it is in reality. I should get my other camera out and film my phone filming, because it really is not nearly as light out as what it appears. Another shot at tequila. That's a good idea, man. Oh. There. I agree. Another shot of Cuervo. Cheers, guys. You know, if this was any other live stream, you guys would have to pay dearly to get the host to drink tequila. I know, like Bob from Sailing Doodles, you know, people will hit the PayPal up or hit the super chat up to get him to take a shot. So that's what I'm going to do from now from now on this evening, in the next 10 minutes before I end the live stream. You want me to drink any more tequila, you got to hit up the PayPal. Put some money in the PayPal, I'll drink some tequila. That's the way it's going to work from now on. So they use submarines. Yeah, it'd be kind of hard to use a submarine here. So if you see a periscope drifting by, you know the cops have gone undercover. Yeah. Harbor cops told their anchor fails in a storm. Isn't that winging a Tracy? Isn't that right? Actually, that's not true. I really like the FWC. I think they do a great job. Florida Water Cops, I guess, FWC. I don't know. It's Wildlife Commission, I think is what it really is. Just don't start flashing them boobies. I have a pretty audacious pair, but I don't think they want to see mine. But no, I have a lot of respect for those guys. It's just like the Coast Guard. I have a tremendous amount of respect for the Coast Guard guys too. You know, these guys do a very difficult job. They do it very well. The FWC guy, when he came over to me, you know, he was like, hey, I'm sorry. I don't mean to bother you, but we had a complaint. We got to follow it up. Got to do our job, do our paperwork, so he doesn't get in trouble. He's like, totally understand what's going on, not a problem. So, don't want to see that. No, you don't want to see that. You don't want to see that. Pasties, please. You know, I got to be honest with you guys. I was thinking a while. Now this was a while ago. This is like, you know, a long time ago. After I left Sandusky, but long before I got here. My eyes. I had the idea of doing this. I was going to shave my chest hairs so it would be bare, and I was going to pull my boobs together and then take a shot from up above where I have cleavage, because there's so many idiots out there that, you know, would think that they're looking at some girl's boobs. I saw a picture the other day of some guy. It was a guy's ass. It was a guy's ass, but he had it dressed up in like a bra type thing with a strap on it. So when you only looked at it, you thought you were looking at a pair of boobs, but then when the camera backed out, you realized it was a guy's ass. So I thought about doing a fake photo thing like that, just to gross out a bunch of people, but I decided not to do it. It was sort of fun to think about. Hi, sweetie. It was sort of fun to think about, but I wasn't going to do that. That was just a little too much, so. No, I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it at all. Now look, here you go. Okay. All right, here you see me. You see how dark it is? You see how dark it's getting late now? I mean, it's really dark here. If I turn the camera around, look how light it looks over there. It is not that light out right now. Camera really gathers light. I'm impressed with the camera on my phone, so. Okay. Okay, just don't start flashing them. Okay, easy rejects. Want to see that? Pasties, please. My eyes, Carl, little boy. No, you go, Carl and Troy. Too hard to unsee. I had to burn my computer. Bob got paid $1,000 for pasties. Yeah, I would believe that. I would believe that. I bet you people would pay $1,000 to see Laura in pasties. That's true. She's a hot-looking chick. She's a hot-looking lady. She really is. Bob really lucked out with that. I mean, don't get me wrong. Bob has always had an ability to attract some really awesome females. Megan, you know, being just a super, super lovely girl. You know, probably one of the nicest girls that I've gotten to know online for a long time. She's just a really good kid. But, you know, Laura obviously is a lot of fun too, so. Beats the hell out of being in Alaska right now. It really does, man. It really does. Right now in Alaska, they got 5 feet of snow on the ground. It's -20 at night every night, hitting highs of 5 or 10 degrees. Yeah, I would, you know. Although if I was in Alaska right now, I could walk the Publix from the boat, because this would all be frozen solid. Although, did you guys see the news? Let me. Isn't that awesome? Look at that sunset picture. Isn't that just awesome? Look how fiery that is with the lights and stuff in there. Oh, that's cool. Guys, you guys should take a picture of that. That is cool. Screenshot that. That's neat. Screenshot that and send me a copy of the screenshot. That's a cool picture with the lights and the fire, the sky all lit up like that. That is awesome. Megan is hot, but not nearly as hot as Laura. Oh, okay. We're all entitled to our opinions. But, no, actually, a friend of mine today sent me a link that I thought was, I think Bob used that online find a crew website. Lots of girls looking for a boat. Actually, no, Laura was an old friend of his, and so was Megan. Any diving plans? Yeah, I'd love to go diving. No plans in the near future, though, so. No, seriously, one of my friends sent me a, parents stop by here, be careful. Yeah, Kim and they're here all the time, so. Megan's are real. Okay. All right, enough of that. No, seriously, one of my friends sent me a picture today, or a link, article. I guess up on Lake Erie, there was a bunch of guys ice fishing, and the ice flow that they were on separated from land and started floating out into Lake Erie. And so apparently Coast Guard had to go rescue 46 people off the ice today. The Coast Guard had to go out and rescue 46 ice fishermen because they were out ice fishing, and the entire sheet of ice that they were on broke loose from land and was floating out into Lake Erie. A whole bunch of other people were able to rescue themselves. Some actually swam to shore, if you can imagine jumping into Lake Erie this time of year and swimming ashore. Some swam ashore, some walked across on some ice bridges, but 46 people, the Coast Guard rescued 46 people today. Pretty amazing. Well, kudos and much respect to the Coast Guard for having done that. That was pretty cool. So Dan Williams' message was deleted, so all right. All right, guys. Well, listen, we're really running out of daylight here, guys. So I'm going to go ahead and end this. Folks, I really appreciate all the help and love and support you guys have given me. It's been awesome. I really do. You know, yesterday I was concerned about buying groceries this week, and you guys really came to my aid and helped out, and I really appreciate that. More so than you guys will ever know. So just want to say thanks. And with that, I will say that, guys, you guys be good. You be careful. Take good care of one another. Remember, in the description down below, there's a link to my PayPal should you want to contribute to the adventure. And even though we are okay right now, we're going to need money here pretty quick again, pretty soon. So if you can contribute, that'd be great. And there's a second link underneath that one also for PayPal, the PayPal prepaid card. You go in there and you get yourself a prepaid card from PayPal, and you set that up and you put $20 in there. PayPal will not only give you $20, but they will give me $20 as well for telling you about it. So you put $40 in to open up a new PayPal card, they will give you $20. You make a 50% return on your investment right from the get-go. That's a pretty awesome deal. So no rejects. I think I'm going to wait till Monday to do my provisioning. But yeah, I actually could use some more funds for that. I really don't have enough money to do a real major provisioning, and I need to do one. So with that said, yeah, we really could use some funds for that. But oh, be quiet, dog. Anyhow, guys, be good, be careful, take good care of one another, and we will see you tomorrow. And yes, tomorrow is Sunday, and I will live stream the Morning Net tomorrow. So be sure to tune into that. And remember, guys, time change tonight. Time change tonight. Time change tonight. Don't say nobody ever told you that. Time change tonight. Fall back, spring ahead. This is spring ahead, guys. So